Hi there, it's Tamara with your May 2024 energy forecast. So we got some things going on this month. One of the big ones is expansion, allowing for change, self-care, manifesting your intuition. So we'll cover off all of those things. The first, and I did take notes from my peeps because that seems to be one of the easier ways for me to keep track of what my peeps want to tell you. I'm uh, I'm a conscious channel, but sometimes when I do the videos, my own brain gets involved. So if I take notes, then that's my conscious channeling without too much of me in there. Okay, so after our Jupiter Uranus conjunction and then that full moon, that was big energy. That was like about a week ago, Monday, Tuesday. And there was I don't think I know anybody who didn't have some sort of a shift at that time. I know for me, I wound up with a migraine and then a 2 day hangover from the migraine. So um, I had a little bit of downtime. My assistant is on her third week off. So hopefully this video is on time because I don't have her help presently. But we're all kind of redoing something. Okay, so look at your life in the past even 10 days and see what it is that's shifting, changing, being redone, brought to your attention. Okay, now this year we've been working on releasing that which no longer serves us. Okay, so if you look back to January, your internal life, perhaps external as well, but your internal life is probably quite different than it was even in January. Quite a few videos this year in 2024 here. My peeps kept saying, pick your dimension, right? So we had so much releasing. And actually, coming up to May 1st almost feels like New Year, right? And it's it's not the astrological New Year, it's not a calendar New Year, it just feels like New Year. And I'm pretty sure it's the energies that are making us feel this way. We're in a progression right now. So some of you might be a little bit ahead, some of you might still be in the process of reevaluating, but you are in a new version of you now. And a lot of this reevaluating and things like that, and what am I going to do with my life, and all of these things have been going on since 2020. And now, these first weeks of May are the first time where we actually have had the opportunity to move forward with some of our plans. So think expanding, think moving forward at this time. Now is the time to make sure your energy is clear, that you could start taking some actions. Do not let fear stop you. Everybody gets afraid, uh, but you got to move forward anyway, out of your comfort zone. The this can be life-changing time if you let it be. All right. So this next piece is allowing for change and how to do that. And uh, once again, my peeps gave it to me, and I'm gonna mostly just read it. Now, our brains are energetic, so they transmit and they receive energy. And so if you talk to a neuroscientist or something, they'll talk about reprogramming your brain. If you talk to somebody like me, they talk about reprogramming your energy. But because our brains are transmitters and receivers of energy, it's kind of one in the same. Okay, so this is what they said. They said, start allowing yourself to change the little things. You get into a routine and you won't change your routine for anything. And it's like, I'm set in my ways. I just want this routine. It's my comfort zone. Some of these things might serve you, right? Like knowing how to drive and being able to slam on the brakes in the event of emergency on autopilot would serve you. Knowing how to tie your shoes without having to consciously think about how do I tie shoes will serve you. Um, these things are on autopilot and they can be helpful. And they said, however, if you are not open to change, things will never change. It's as simple as that. So you could start by changing up routines that are easy to change. So if you usually get up, have a cup of coffee or tea, relax, then shower, how about trying to get out of bed and hop directly into the shower? That's a difference in your routine, and that can change your energy and your ways of thinking and your brain and transmissions, right? So they also said, or you could brush your teeth with your non dominant hand, drive a different route to get where you're going. And these are small things, but they tell your subconscious brain and that you're willing to change and you get out of those deep, deep ruts that you get stuck in because you're being called by source to change. So, and it can be life changing basically. So you get out of your comfort zone and allow that. And so the next thing that they wanted me to talk about is, sorry, one sec. Oh, so listening to your intuition and not looking outside, say to governments, to the news for your answers or other stuck people for your answers. And they say you can practice this by simply starting to listen with the small things. We've been programmed from a young age to ignore our needs. How often do you listen to your body and your inner knowing, or do you just ignore it? It starts like we're programmed from very young. Like if you were programmed, let's say you have to go to the bathroom, and it's like you stay at your desk for another 30 minutes before you even listen to your body and get up and go to the bathroom. Or same with if you're hungry, you don't listen when your body's hungry. You don't listen when your body is tired. You try and you put it off until the timing is right. And that's not helpful. These schedules, like it starts in kindergarten, our programming, or sometimes even before kindergarten, this programming. So try and deprogram yourself from those things. You don't, if you gotta go, just get up and go. Start listening to these little things, okay? Now, even kids, and depending on how old you are, right? But they're thrown into so many different activities. I need something to keep my kids busy. And whether it's screens or activities like dance or music or sports or whatever, they're so scheduled that kids and adults, but we're programming these kids to not be able to go with the flow, do what inspires them in the moment because they've always got something to do. And same with probably a lot of you adults watching this is you've always scheduled something to do. You don't have the downtime. You don't allow for boredom. You don't allow for things to flow. So if you want stuff to change, you're going to have to change those habits as well. All right? And so that brings us to kind of the next thing that is going on right now energetically is the manifestations, they say, can come very, very quickly if you let them. Just not allowing for this flow of what needs or what you need will stop these manifestations because you get stuck in this. I need to do this. I should do this. I should do that, and it's not helpful. It just stops you in your tracks. Now, the getting things you need, say through these manifestations and whatnot, these manifestations and getting your manifestations isn't always I need to win the lottery. It can be something that is just helpful for you in the moment. Okay. So maybe, I don't know, like if it's a physical illness, then maybe you come across something or somebody shares something with you that could help that illness. So pay attention to the little things and see where they lead. Start taking the actions when you're inspired. All right. Um, One of the things that came up for me is, uh, as far as say manifesting things, was this almost like a fear of retirement, or looking forward to like the future. I highly doubt I will ever retire, because this has been my job for, this is my 20th year anniversary kind of, and I can't imagine ever stopping doing what I'm doing. So I will probably do this like right through to the end for another however many years that is. So, however, I have a lot of friends and family and clients and people around me that are worried about the financial future of things. And it got stuck in my energy of having money for retirement. And it was completely subconscious, right? So you need to look at these things for you. What is in there that is totally subconscious that you may be saying to yourself? Anyway, so I had this subconscious thing of, oh, I need this for retirement, for retirement, for retirement. Meanwhile, I probably will never retire. So it doesn't matter. But as far as getting manifestations that you need, like I say, I was trying to get over this thing. And I came across this guy on YouTube, and he came up with this affirmation, and it's around that. And the affirmation is, I've always had enough, which is true. Like even in your toughest times, you've always had enough. And I have enough. And I do. I have enough now. I'm good. Here's the third part of that manifesting, or the affirmation. And I will always have enough. Okay? So if you're stressed about the future of money or anything like that, that could be your affirmation. I've always had enough, I have enough, and I will always have enough. You could get a similar affirmation for health, for work, for anything you want, okay? But it's like I say, that was something I manifested. I manifested that affirmation because that's what I needed in the moment. I didn't manifest a winning a lottery. I manifested what I needed. So pay attention. Maybe parts of this video are your manifestation of what it was you needed to hear. So on to the next piece. This I think the last piece, unless my peeps give me something else, is the last piece that they gave me ahead of time. So I had somebody on X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, who had said, because I had posted something about self-care, and they were saying, like, does self-care come across as selfish, or how can it come across as selfish? Well, people think you are selfish when you take care of yourself. And this is what my peeps had to say to that. Self-worth, self-care. And it said, it depends on who you surround yourself with. If you are truly aligned with your own higher self and with self-care, your vibration will attract to you people and circumstances who understand the requirement of self-care. You will allow them the space for theirs as well. If the people around you know what self-care really is, they wouldn't dream of thinking you are selfish for looking after yourself. They would support you in looking after yourself. If you are surrounded by martyrs or people that take advantage of you, then they may think you are being selfish by looking after yourself. But if this is the case, it may be wise to look at your own vibration and see where you may judge yourself harshly, where you are being a martyr yourself. We get more of what we are a vibrational match to. Remember that. And then it says, if you are truly aligned with self-care and operating from love, your vibration will attract to you people who understand the requirement of self-care. And these people will never think that you're being selfish. right? So even when it comes to our adult children or older children, I'm not talking about little kids. Little kids need you, okay? You can teach them by example, but adult children or siblings that think they need your help, you know, you need to look after yourself, because if you don't and you're not there, you won't be there to help them anyway. So you might as well help yourself first, and then you will have an abundance of things to share, right? So even with my assistant, she needed some time off for some self care. And I'm like, go ahead. I personally understand the need for self-care. And if she needs it, she can have it. Hopefully she comes back. I value her very much. But whatever she needs to do for her, it's not just about me. Anyway, remember these things. And if you like this, please hit the like button so that YouTube can show it to more people, because they will, the more likes it gets. And if you kind of like how I deliver these messages, you can hit the subscribe button. And yeah, I do personal readings, channelings, mediumship, energy work. I I do lots of things. I use all kinds of magical energy to help people out whenever I can. Anyway, until next time, much love.